just reflecting on life, I decided that it's kind of a cool thing to look back. So I'm kind of looking back at all my old videos and things that I've done in the past couple of years of travel. And I felt like I should put my current voice over videos from the past. And just like life lessons and experiences that have happened that connect me with what happened back then. So I was looking through my beautiful footage and pictures of going to Peru. I went to Cusco, Peru, and a couple other places in Peru, and enjoyed one of the most magnificent, amazing vacations I've ever had in my life. At the time, in the footage that, that's going to be shown, I was in love. I was in a relationship with a boyfriend who was a doctor. And, we were in love, but I don't think it was like true love. It was a connection, like a sudden connection that was, like a deep connection, but it wasn't like a long lasting one. But, honestly, the thing with the relationship aspect, I learned so much about myself, my needs, my wants, and he taught me a lot about being driven and having goals. Because he was so much older than me and because he was so successful, I was able to, to learn that from him. And that's something, I'm grateful for. I'm also incredibly grateful for the trip because that vacation was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of deal. It was really awesome. That was like over $10,000 vacation. We traveled for a week. I think it was 5 days, actually. And, first class, everything was like, the best of the best. And it was amazing. It was amazing to be able to see Peru and enjoy the culture, the food, the colors. Oh my gosh, everything there is so vibrant. It rains in the afternoon and it rains, throughout the day here and there. And everything is just the vegetation, just beautiful, green, lush colors everywhere. And the people are so nice, so kind, and you can just see on every street corner, everyone's got a business, everybody's working hard. They really thrive on tourism in Cusco. We stayed at the Marriott, and it was just gorgeous. They had the Inca walls, just this amazing piece of history. You can see that it was just such a really cool place to be able to stay. I really enjoyed the hotel itself because you can tell there was a lot of architecture. So any architectural buffs out there that enjoy that type of thing, that's definitely a place to stay at the Marriott there. That was the JW Marriott, and it was really nice. There was some times where we had to take some tea because of the elevation and how, your body's still not acclimated to being at that sea level. So that was interesting to learn. It was interesting to see, all the different places I walked around in the city. And there was these beautiful, like, cathedral churches and these old cobblestone walls everywhere. And then just the way that the city was alive at like all hours of the night. I went like late at night and then early in the morning out for walks, and it was just so beautiful. My body and my lungs definitely was not prepared for the elevation change, but it was really cool. It was really nice to see Machu Picchu when there wasn't people there early in the morning. We went really early, like 6 o'clock. And that was really cool to be able to be there before the crowds. You had to get like a special ticket. But then we also went at a time when there was so many people and it was super packed, so busy. It was almost overwhelming. Spiritually, it was like too many people, and it was just too much going on. It was too many tourists. But when we had that alone time, like just to be there in the early morning, that was so cool. And what we got to do was we hiked to Huayna Picchu, and that was one of the most amazing things. Talk about pushing yourself. That was like a 3-hour trek between going up the mountain and back down the mountain. Coming down was really taxing on my body. Going up was hard, but coming down, for some reason, I coughed so much at the end. It was like my lungs were just, I guess it was because I was also at a point where I was running out of water. So I would say definitely when you're coming down the mountain, make sure you have like Kleenex on hand and lots of water, because for whatever reason, everything just starts pouring out of you. Sweat, whatever sludge you got going on in your body, you start feeling it. And I was really coughing a lot. I don't really know, but I'll tell you, being able to connect there and just touching just the stone itself, you just putting your hand on these beautiful rocks and you're just like, I can't believe I'm on this mountain. I'm climbing to the top, and just looking all around and seeing snow-capped mountains way in the distance and just feeling the cold air. And it was just such an amazing feeling of accomplishment. And it was awesome. It was like, I didn't get to do that with him because at the time we were kind of fighting and arguing. So we kind of did the mountain separately. We did. He went his way, I went my way, and we didn't ever see each other climbing up the whole mountain the whole 3-hour time. It was definitely a spiritual undertaking. I realized at that point our relationship was over. That there was no compromising or, anything like that. And that was kind of like the breaking point. I think we both did, but I know I did for real. I didn't really speak to him the rest of the trip. We kind of just were solo. We did our own things. It was kind of sad because at first we rode the train and the train was amazing. If you can spend the extra couple $1,000s to go on those trains, that was awesome. And the things that you get to see and eat and feel, and the music, and oh man, it's just breathtaking. The views are amazing. And it's a trip that I honestly feel like I gained so much knowledge. I learned so much about their culture, and just to be able to see it with your own eyes, the way other people live, is eye-opening. And I think the spirituality you feel once you've climbed a mountain is another thing that I would say. I know most people probably would say it's crazy and it's just too much money and it's, it's out of their realm. That's not something they want to do because it's, you're scared of heights or you don't want to really do that. But I would recommend it because it's really a way to look at life in a totally different way. I mean, it's completely thinking outside of the box. It's completely feeling something totally different than you do with your everyday life. Climbing a mountain it's something you can always reflect on throughout your life. Like for me, for instance, I finally saw these videos after I haven't been there in a couple years now. And watching the videos, I just remember instantly what it felt like to be at the top of the mountain and feel so excited and so accomplished, and knowing I did that because I'd never climbed a mountain that high before. And it was such a great experience. And I feel like if I could do that by myself, I was on my own on that mountain. Sometimes I met some people throughout the time I was climbing the mountain, but for the most part, I climbed that by myself. It was eye-opening. It made me realize I can do anything. For one, I realized I didn't need a rich man, that wasn't going to fulfill me or make me happy. Ultimately, I needed to make me happy. And then for two, the sky is the limit, And it was definitely a vacation of a lifetime. And I'm so grateful that God blessed me with such an amazing adventure. because it really truly was something that I'll be able to keep with me for the rest of my life.